Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Today has been a very controversial day for Dead by Daylight. Behavior has definitely dropped a bomb of a patch, and I like most of these changes. Some of them were definitely needed, and I'm gonna go over them and give you my thoughts, what I think about them. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, the bloatware improvements has been confirmed to land in the MIP chapter now. As you know, now they added this automatically purchase button, which is gonna prioritize the cheapest options in the bloatware, but also your perks. So if you wanna just quickly burn your blood points, I think it's gonna be a very meaningful button to have. And I think it's cool that Behavior is addressing this, because me personally, I was getting tired of getting stuff through the blood web, so this is definitely gonna help with that. Visual turn rate is coming to the core of Dead by Daylight. This is a feature that is already present on the mobile, so it's gonna give more accessibility to certain players, and you can see that on this little picture here. But they also added some color blindness settings for this feature coming to Dead by Daylight, so you can have a little representation here on every options that is available in the game. Next, we have Outer Records map updates. The Blood Lodge and Outer Heaven are getting a little bit of rework. Now this sounds good on paper. Some of the changes they're planning to do to this map, specifically Gas Heaven, I feel like that was the one that really needed the most. But it's one of those things that you really need to play on it and see for yourself, rather than reading the changes that come into each map. So we need to wait and see when these maps drop into the game and see how they feel, how they play now with the new changes, because I don't think the description justifies visually how the map is gonna play. The next big thing is healing. Definitely some of this stuff are very welcome, specifically Green Makers. Thank God that thing, it was so busted for so long. I'm glad that it is being addressed. Even when I was playing Survivor, I can just I will die or cringe how easy it is to get a hit in a matter of like 6 seconds if you have some perks. Get back into it. I don't think that's actually was any balance at all. There's no justification for that. When you get chased by 30 seconds, you get hit in like 6 seconds after, you will get back fully with your fully health state. They're gonna make the base to get 24 seconds instead of 16, so if you slap slow people, it's gonna be 30. Now I think if you are a Survivor and you're healing another teammate, the 16 should remain. That way it will promote more group play, which I always welcome. So I think the 16 should remain if you're healing another Survivor. But then that has to take into account possibly the new changes with the bone circular healing, that we're gonna go over that. So now they're gonna rebalance every mech kit. Every mech kit will have 24 charge across the board, so you have one heal before they fully deplete. And they also make it where healing others are a little bit less, and the group mech kit will not apply the speed bonus to yourself. So that was one of the biggest problems with that stupid mech kit. I'm glad that is gone. So overall, the mech kit has been rework. Now we need to see what kind of reward they're gonna do for certain add-ons. They really did not address those here. They just said that they rework some of this add-on to kind of like synergize more with the changes that they have done. Now, perk updates. So they're reworking Gearhead. Now what it's gonna do, every time you Survivor loses a health state, any Survivor that is hitting good skill check within 30 seconds, it will reveal the aura. I think that's gonna be a little bit better now, but I feel like it's still not enough. But at least it's a good change for certain killers. I don't know. With Little Pursuit, you can send that for 10 seconds. I feel like it should work on any skill check, great or good skill check, instead of just waiting for that great skill check to make it more impactful. Now, Overzealous, I think, is one of the most slept on perks in the game. You will grant an insane amount of speed now if you cleanse a Hex Totem, because they buffed it for 10%. Meaning that if you cleanse a Hex Totem, that will be 20% passive bonus speed. And not only that, they also buff it where if you bless a totem, will also get the benefit as well. But it only will be 10%, of course. So I think most people are gonna start bringing this perk. Now, Scoreshook is the only change that I really don't agree with in this patch, because you have to now deal with the Scoreshook. You got deal that is not gonna work is you down the same survivor, and then it's only gonna remain with the same regression, which is 15%. It should be buffed like 25% because it requires more to get that benefit. Otherwise, I think Pot the Wizard will be better in this case. I will remove the Scourger entirely and make it where every time a first survivor gets hooked, no matter the hook that you put in across the map, if you get the benefit until you deplete the 4 tokens, I think it's a better change. But otherwise, leave it like this. It's a complete trash perk, and it's not worth running. Now, another controversial change is Day Hard. Now, Day Hard is basically works like Deliverance. You have to unhook someone to get the perk, but then you will have that activated until you use it. So you don't lose it. You're gonna have it there until you use it, and then I'm not sure it's gonna be once per game, but like Deliverance, that would definitely lower the Day Hard usage for sure. I think the change is okay. I think there were other ways to change this perk, but at least this one, you have to earn it, right? It's not just a free jail card like it was, like it's currently right now. Then we had Call O'Brien. Call O'Brien was completely knocked out of the game pretty much. Now it's completely, I would say, garbage. Now you have the 125% instead of 200%. I feel like the perk was just fine. All you need to just maybe remove the information perk, because this is basically like a Gearhead on steroids. It's like having Gearhead, but without the but with the regression. So that's why Gearhead probably got buffed, if whoever knows this. And Overcharge actually got nerf as well. Now it's gonna be 130 instead of 200. But I feel like now in paper, Overcharge is gonna be way superior than Call O'Brien, because Call O'Brien, it had a contemplate. It would be super annoying to just kick a gen and some sneaky survivor would tap it and then go away, and you keep doing that, you would not get any benefit. While Overcharge, you have to deal with a skitch every time you touch the gen, so you have a better chance to get that explosion rather than, you know, lose the value entirely. So Call O'Brien, I feel like they needed that harsh nerf. Basically it's now like a kick ruin perk. Now the other change is burst synchronous healing. Now you won't be able to self-heal in the radius of the boon. Instead, what it's gonna do is gonna allow to heal other survivor up to 15%, and it will not stack with the medkit's bonus speed. So it's just a flat 50% if you don't have any medkits. So that would kind of eliminate the problem. If you have, like, let's say like a purple medkit, will be 85% healing bonus speed on that area. It also has like a little base kit for like bond or empathy, where you see the injured survivor that entered the area, so you can go and so you can go in there and help the survivor heal them. Now this is another good change in my opinion, because it promotes more group gameplay, and also, you know, it kinda off balance, like, you know, survivor is getting some stuff nerfed, but also killer have got some of the, you know, gen different nerfs to the ground as well. So it's not like one side got all the nerfs and the other side is just, yay, woo, rejoice, we didn't get touched. Both sides got changed really significantly. So we need to see when this patch drops and see how you know, the meta is gonna change. Like for example, you probably will see Autodidact to come into play now that the healer is longer. So I'm guessing that's why they're leaving the 24% across the board, because you have to take into account stuff that you can bring into the game and to improve some of this stuff as well. So I think there's gonna be a little meta checkup. So I think that's good to see, and gives people something to talk about. Now there's been killer updates, and I think I don't know, but poor hillbillies, man. They behavior kinda show a very delicious popsicle, and then they took it away because they removed the overheating mechanic, which was one of the biggest problems with Big Hilly. But then they nerfed one of the, you know, the best add-ons for curve billies that actually takes skill to use. Now it's gonna be, I don't know. I just feel bad for them. The pick is receiving 4% increase on the Jones medical file, and they also dropped the little meme in there. Oni is also getting some speed on the Black Newtonian and Bloody Satch add-ons to get the absorbing faster. Freddy unfortunately didn't get any significant buff. I feel like Freddy's gonna still remain trash. They added more seconds into the unicorn and chip blocks by 30 seconds, so now the survivor would not be able to see for longer. Okay, I think that doesn't really help on anything, but okay, whatever. Any buff is welcome, I guess. The Executioner, now the Scarlet Egg add-on is gonna be 3 seconds of the Killer Instinct where they pass through the Judgment. I think 1.5 didn't really mean anything. I mean, everybody knows at this point that the Pyramid Head add-ons are completely ass, and it didn't do anything to the killer itself. So you can even run our add-onless Executioner and you would not even feel the difference. So I think they definitely need a total rework. Now by increasing it to 3 seconds, it might help in some loops when the survivor is in a wall. You can still see the killer instinct, so you can kind of align yourself up for more snipes through the wall. So that could help with that. We'll yet to see. We need to test it out. The Clown has received a nerf on the pinky finger. Now it will be only be able to have three bottles instead of 2. So you will have 1 less bottle to have available for the Clown. This is basically an arenas nerf because I think that's the only guy that I know that plays Clown heavily. The other thing is the flashlights. Now the interaction with the killer and flashlight, specifically in certain killers, are no longer affected by it. So the red got a W here. You will no longer get stunned when trying to uncloak. Neither the nurse. Even though that the people say like, a nurse got buff, I never seen anyone attempted to burn a nurse during a chase. That's basically you sentencing yourself to death or being on the hook. So this change really doesn't change anything, because it was a very rare thing that actually someone try to burn a nurse with a flashlight. The artist, I'm very happy to see this change, because the artist has a couple of counterplay. And the flashlights were quite annoying, specifically when you're trying to make some plays. You already had the locker and also the W counterplay, so I think this is actually really good for artists. Artist is one of my favorite killers, so I might be biased a little bit. But I think the biggest winner in this flashlights change is the Hag, because the Hag, requires a lot of planning, setup, and they just to waste all the time so somebody can instantly burn that. It was too much for the Hag. I think this will bring more players to play Hag now, because definitely would help with the traps placement. And yeah, I overall like the approach that Behavior is doing with survivors, where it's promoting more group play rather than I can do everything myself. That's the way I see it, and that's how the game should be, especially when you have multiple players in your team. That's how it should be. It should promote team play all the time, and this is some of the changes, promote some of that. So I'm really happy to see that, because me personally, I'm the type of guy that I always try to get my teammates to safety or hook or heal them. So for me personally, I work on these changes. So I like everything that is going on in this patch. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. If you like this kind of content, feel free to drop a like and also subscribe to get my notifications every time I upload a video. And yes, this is Comic Me Chatter. Can't wait for these changes.